Hello everybody. In this video, we will try to understand the 20th nakshatra as you're seeing in the screen is the 20th nakshatra, that is Purvashadha nakshatra. So Purvashadha nakshatra ranging from 13 degree 20 minutes of Sagittarius to 26 degree 40 minutes of Sagittarius. And in the sky, if you observe, Purvashadha is represented by three bright stars, and this is a picture of those three bright stars. One is Cos Australis, another one is Cos Media, and another one is Cos Borealis, or Borealis is Cos Media Borealis. These three stars are forming a straight line if you observe. So this particular straight line has three stars in it. 1, 2, 3. In this, Cos Australis is the brightest one, as you're seeing in the image. And this particular nakshatra, Purvashadha, is a Venusian energy nakshatra. And these three stars that you're seeing can be spotted easily as they are located close to the Milky Way. So in the center of the Milky Way, you can see Mula Nakshatra. Just before Purvashadha, you have Mula Nakshatra. And this particular Nakshatra, Purvashadha, it's located very close to the Milky Way, and that stretches like a white celestial river across the night sky. And Cos Australis has a visual magnitude of 1.81. It is the brightest among these stars. As you're seeing in the picture, the first one is Cos Australis, and it has more brightness. And ancient Vedic seers saw these stars as forming the shape of a handheld fan. So this handheld fan, this is the symbolism. This is handheld fan that you're seeing in the image. And what is the meaning of Purvashadha? In Sanskrit, it means the former invincible. It's undefeated. So they think generally Purvashadha energy is, of course, to some extent it is undefeated. And Purvashadha people think themselves as this one. It's something like they are undefeated. They think themselves as you're seeing in the image, right? So they think themselves as this. Famous example is Adolf Hitler. And now, in the next image, you can clearly see this particular symbolism, that is a handheld fan. See, in ancient cultures like Japanese culture or some Oriental cultures are in all Asia, generally almost all Asian countries. And in Japanese, they used to call this handheld fan as sensu, and they were using it as a decorative item as well. In those days, it used to represent social status also, right? Because only some rich people were using this particular handheld fan. And you can clearly see its first use relates to the showy, glitzy, and glamorous Venusian aspect of this particular nakshatra. And in the ancient Orient and Japanese or any kind of cultures, this type of fan one carried was directly related to social status. So this conveys the superiority aspect of this particular nakshatra. And it finds itself superior in comparison to all nakshatras before it, especially the earlier Venusian ones. So feeling superiorly, that is Purvashadha. That energy is present. See, the superiority of perfection, of course, achieved in the Venusian dream, however, depends on the soul level, at soul level of the native. If the soul level of the native is, it is acting in a lower levels, let us say, that is sun's dignity is not so good, then they would never realize that they are not superior, but just they are thinking themselves as superior. If sun's dignity is a bit comfortable, it's a bit good, then yes, they would realize that they are feeling superior, and so they should balance that superiorness, right? So superiority is the energy present in Purvashadha, and how much superiority they feel depends upon their ego, the soul level, dignity. And another symbol, this particular symbolism, another thing that the symbolism is representing is this particular Purvashadha can endure hardships, because see, fanning is essentially an act of aggression against heat. So the nature is producing heat, and you're working against the heat by using this particular fan, right? So this nakshatra is often associated with all kinds of aggressive activities as well. See, it is patient in adversity, that is for sure. When adverse situations come, this nakshatra shows some kind of patience, and it is very, very aggressive whenever the opportunity arises, right? So that is another important thing about Purvashadha. And third use corresponds to this particular nakshatra's ability to keep things going, to keep the fire burning. In its negative aspect, this may manifest as exaggeration or overexpansion, but in its positive aspect, it is an inspiring energy. It is an inspiring energy that knows how to keep the fire burning. It is an inspiring energy that knows how to keep the fire burning. So as a result, it is a very, very expressive and expansive nakshatra. It's very expressive and expansive nakshatra. And the fourth use of this particular nakshatra relates to this nakshatra's ability to conceal facts, information, feelings, and personality. It can conceal the facts, information, feelings, and personality. So in a way, it's a bit shy and sensitive nakshatra, which looks to conceal its enthusiasm and bubbliness from the outside world as much as possible. See, only after some initial reluctance, and when it begins to gain confidence, it shows some true colors. Otherwise, it would try to remain a bit shy and sensitive, right? So only after some days you would know the real colors of this particular nakshatra's energy. And another important symbolism of this particular nakshatra is this one, the winnowing basket. It's also very famous in India. Everyone uses this in villages, still they are using, right? So what does this particular thing mean? A winnowing basket is basically used for, ridding grain of husks, right? So it's more or less conveys the information that we have seen so far. See, this symbolism, basically the winnowing basket symbolism brings out the aspect of this nakshatra related to uncovering hidden talents. Because when you're using winnowing basket, you rid of grain, of husks, right? So you get rid of all of them, and you get the good grains, right? So this particular nakshatra is capable of shedding outer unnecessary obstacles to bring out the useful part inside. So this is also, this can be related to anything like the people that it encounters with, or the places or things, right? So that is the fundamental energy of this particular nakshatra, that is Purvashadha. It has the capacity to bring out the talents, removing the obstacles and unnecessary stuff. So those are the fundamental things about Purvashadha Nakshatra. Thanks for watching this video. In other video, we'll try to understand the deity and some more interesting things of Purvashadha Nakshatra. Thank you.